Welcome back, friends. This is Solomon Jagwe. I'm back with another quick insight and mini tutorial. So today we're going to be talking about the DAZ to Blender bridge, and I received a number of inquiries about eyelashes inside of Blender. That for some reason, when you take a Genesis 3 model, the eyelashes don't come in properly. They look untextured. Okay, and so here's a few of the questions. So on my on my YouTube channel, by the way, guys, if you haven't subscribed, I kindly ask that you spare a minute to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell after you subscribe so you're alerted when I post a new video. Kindly share, and also if you're already subscribed, I am grateful for your support. And I'm also grateful to all my patrons on my Patreon account. Thank you so much for your support. Do please consider becoming a patron at some point. You can also connect with me on Instagram and on my website. Okay, so here are a few questions. Say, hey Solomon, can you please show us how you fix eyelashes and hair for Genesis 3 figures? All right, and that another person said, where is it? So please do a video on how you fix eyelashes for Genesis 3 models in Blender. So today we're gonna be doing just that. And so I have Blender running here. I'm using Blender 2.9, 2.91.2. And this is the one that I'm gonna be testing with. And also I already have the DAZ to Blender bridge installed. So please make sure you install that bridge and it's working before you carry on this step. Okay. So a quick disclaimer. The models, the path that I'm going to show you, I have a feeling, right, that the DAZ 3D team is going to fix this issue. So this solution is only going to be for such a time as if you're really desperate and you're looking to have these characters fixed in the short term, a DAZ 3D model. And here I'm using this Genesis character, Genesis 3 male, and his name is Darius. Okay, so if you go to characters, so I'm using Darius 7. So if you want to follow along, try to use this Darius 7 model. And so I was thinking that this is a temporary fix because ultimately they're gonna fix this issue. It's already fixed in Genesis 8.1, and also Genesis 8 model. So I think this is just a temporary fix for until they find a way to fix those eyelashes, right? So the way I fix it is I send this model first to Blender, right? And then import another model, the Genesis 8 model, and I'll walk you through so you can see what it looks like, right? So let's turn off NVIDIA Array for now. And we're going to go ahead and send this character, Darius 7, to Blender. Go to Scripts, Bridges, Blender, DAZ to Blender. Oh, let me make sure I turn it back to smooth shaded. All right, and let's go to Scripts, Bridges, Blender, DAZ to Blender. Genesis 8, so he's a Genesis 3 model, which is okay. Click Accept, subdivision level 0. And we're not including any animation data because this character doesn't have any animation on it. Click Accept. And we're going to turn off include minimal morph. So someone had asked me, why would you even include this? So here's the thing. If you want to alter the shape of this character or animate it, you may want to include some morphs to be able to drive the different, alterations. But if you just want to send the character as is, then just turn it off. It will be much quicker. And for this tutorial, I'm going to turn it off for now. And so click Accept. And we'll let it go through and send. Depending on the speed of your machine, this process might not take very long. If you have a slower machine, it might take a long time. So there we go. So that character has been sent. All right, and let me minimize that. So in Blender, let's go ahead and import that model. So import Genesis 8.3. Click on this one right here. And this process also doesn't take very long. depending on, again, on your character, if, for example, Darius 7 had so many other things attached to him, it might take a little bit longer than what it took right now. Okay, so let's go in and zoom in and see the issue that we're dealing with. All right. So if I switch right now, I'm using cycles first. So if we switch to this viewport shading, you can see the issue right here. And this is why, we had those questions like, how do you, how can you please help show us eyelashes and hair for? So that the issue is definitely there. I can't even deny it. So that's the problem, that the eyelashes are kind of messed up. Now he's bald, so we don't have any hair to work on, but the same principle works. Okay, so it's selected, and now the second step is to bring another character. That's a Genesis 8 model. Okay, now this is again, like I say, this is a temporary fix until they come up with a more uh, standard, support for the Genesis 3 models. So I'm gonna go back to this viewport shading mode and go to DAZ. We now create a new file. Let me first save this one in case we need to reopen it. Open a new one and go to Genesis 8 model, Genesis 8 male. Double click on that. So it could be the female, could be a Genesis female, depending on the character that you're bringing in. So if it's a Genesis female character, Genesis 3 female character, then use the Genesis 3 female, and same vice versa. So what you would need to bring in the Genesis 8 female instead. So right now we're using Darius, so we use the Genesis 8 male. Let's focus on that. All right. So if we switch on iRay for real quick, you can see again it's starting off with the eyelashes working properly, and we can turn off that. So you can see it, the eyelashes are looking good. All right. So select Genesis 8. I turn off NVIDIA iRay, go to smooth shaded, and scripts, bridges, Blender, DAZ to Blender, Genesis, accept, level 0 subdivision, no animation data, accept. So should your character have animation, make sure for sure you include that. But for this test, I don't have any animation. Accept. Include minimum morphs, accept. All right. So once we have this model exported to Blender, we go through the same process, and now we can import that Genesis 8 model. Okay, so now that we have both models in here, I can zoom in so you can see the difference. All right, let's turn on viewport display, and clearly you see there's a difference, right? So the Genesis 8 model, the eyelashes are fixed, but this one, they're not fixed. So this is the solution that I have, is that we're gonna copy the model, the texture, rather the shader from the Genesis 8 model, paste it into here, and then swap out the texture map for the eyelashes. So let's first go here, go to the shaders down at the bottom, and then scroll all the way down. Oh, by the way, under here, when you first bring in the character, before it was in pose mode, so I made sure to switch to object mode so I can select the mesh. All right, and for also, I'm going to try to hide the control rig. Sorry, not that one. Control rig, and also the control rig for this model. Okay, so both control rigs are hidden, and we can also switch to Eevee, which is quicker. So just give your machine a chance to process all the shaders. This is always the nervous time when it feels like it's gonna crash, but I'm always crossing my fingers. All right. Okay. And we can go to the DAZ sun, and let's just increase that a little bit so we can see the characters better. All right. Cool. Now you notice something strange here is that the character, the eyelashes now look like they're messed up. If you switch to, let's try to switch back to cycles. So they're still working. It's just an EV issue. Because if you look up here, this one is still messed up. These ones are looking fine. So for you in the display, if you want to really see it better, if you're using EV, if we switch to EV right now, and you want to see it fixed, so we select this model here, go to the text, the shader area, look for eyelashes, select them, and then scroll all the way down. Instead of the blending mode being opaque, switch that to alpha hashed, and that should fix it. Okay, so that is a display issue for that sometimes crops up in Eevee. Okay, so don't get don't panic and think, oh man, it's not gonna work. It's gonna work. Okay, so we go into the shading tree. Make sure the eyelashes are selected as the shader, where I'm selecting the Genesis 8 model is selected. Go to shading. All right, guys. So now that we have our shaders displaying here, so you can see the eyelashes for the Genesis 8 model working. All right, so I'm going to select this. So this is the shader that we want. First of all, make sure that it's the eyelashes, okay? And this is the one we want. So just going to select, copy. We're going to go to the Genesis 3 model, the Darius 7 model, and make sure it's the eyelashes. Let's zoom in. So I'm going to right click and paste. Okay, so don't be nervous. They're taking up the same space. So first, we need to know where the texture map for this one is, so we can plug it in. So we don't have the path. Clearly, there's something missing. So when you compare these two shaders, you can see that for the Genesis 8 model, it's using a different shader. That's why this one is not working and this one is working. So we need to replicate this. And now that we've pasted it on top of the Genesis 3 model, we pretty much are set. We just need to redirect where the path of this texture goes. So instead of using the Genesis 8 texture, we need to use the Genesis 3 texture. So the way to find that is we just select another, we make sure that Genesis 3 Darius 7 is selected, and we just select one of the fingernails, for example, and this one will show us the path. Like if you went to one of these diffuse textures and you clicked on this icon, open image. So this is the path of Darius 7. Copy it, Control C, and we can close it. All right, and then so we need to go to the shader, the eyelashes shader, and I'm gonna go ahead and open the path to my computer. Let's go ahead and paste it. All right, so here are all the shaders for Darius 7, which is a Genesis 3 model, as you can see. And the eyelashes are right here. So even though it's not working, the texture is actually there. Okay, so we need to redirect the texture map for the eyelashes from material that we copied from the Genesis 8 model to this path right here. Okay, so we go back, and so this right here, we need to go and paste the path of the area 7, and we need to look for the eyelashes material, and this image right here is Darius 7 eyelashes 1006. So that's the one we need, right? So Darius eyelashes, this one, open it. Okay, and once that is done, we can select these guys over here and delete them. Okay. And look guys, we have fixed it. We have Darius 7. The eyelashes are working properly. Okay, and so that is a solution. So I mean, someone else might have a different solution, but for this was a quick workaround, so that you have Darius 7 or the Genesis 3 model, and we can actually delete we don't need that anymore. And if we switch to text, the shaded mode, we can see that Darius 7 is fixed, with the eyelashes are fixed, and we can switch to Eevee now. And let's increase the sun to maybe 3. Okay, maybe more than that, 10. Okay, so we can see it better. And as you can see, guys, the eyelashes have been fixed. And the key again was to copy the shader from the Genesis 8 model and go to shading, select this model, make sure the eyelashes are selected over here, and then we copied and pasted the shading network from the Genesis 8 model into this into the Genesis 3 model, which is the Darius 7, and that fixes it. So you could do the same thing for the hair, because the Genesis 8, if the hair is working, try to follow the same path, and that's how you fix it. And should the eyelashes not work, like display properly, always go to the settings over here on the display settings and change from alpha band to alpha hashed. Okay, and also alpha hashed. So that should fix it for the hair, and that fixes it. All right, guys, I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you next time with another insight. Thanks again for sending in the questions. So I hope Alexander and who else asked? It was Ricky Roma. I hope that helps answer your question. So guys, please again spare a minute to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hit that notification bell after you subscribe so you're alerted when I post a new video. And kindly consider becoming a patron and help me out with a coffee. I take coffee. And we can also connect on Instagram and see more of my work on soul.com. All right. Thank you so much, guys. See you next time with another insight. Keep sending in those questions. I'll do my best to answer them, and let's learn more. And thank you, guys, for the tips that you're giving me in Blender, because I'm learning a lot. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Bye for now.